Hello, my name is Austin Willett, and today I'm going to be covering the main articles throughout Chemical and Engineering News, the August 1st, 2016 edition, what's in the pool. Behind me I have an overall outline of what I'm going to be discussing, and we're going to start off by discussing the Flint water problems. Researchers show that only the Flint River water was contaminated, not the Detroit water, but it is known that many children were poisoned with lead, and there's been, I think, 2 outbreaks of Legionnaire's disease reported, which is a disease that's contracted in your lungs by inhalation by this bacteria called Legionella, which is similar to a serious pneumonia. That's going to cause a disease in your lungs. Corrosion in drinking water pipes allows this deadly bacteria to flourish. That's just simply it could be from a simple aging process within the pipes. And it is also said that iron boosts Legionella production, which is found in normal drinking water or water pipes. And also, iron reacts with chlorine and inactivates this disinfectant, which helps this Legionella bacteria flourish. Next, we have this HDAC6 enzyme, otherwise known as histone deacetylase 6. This is a hot cancer chemotherapy target. It's responsible for the deacetylation process from the protein tubulin, which is a structural component of a cell's inner scaffold. It works by disrupting a cell's ability to divide, and transport nutrients, which ultimately results in cell death. Researchers believe that this inhibitor, this HDAC6 enzyme, is the future for cancer treatments. Next, we have traveling tomatoes. This one was new to me. I did not know this, but most tomatoes have been bred to travel, which basically means they possess a mutation in a ripening gene that leads to slower fruit softening, which can lead to discoloring, not fully ripening, or a relatively bland fruit. But it does allow for shipment around the world and for extended periods of time. Researchers think by using an enzyme called pectin lyase, the softening process won't be nearly as bad, and it won't affect the taste or discoloration. Actually, this enzyme works. It actually breaks down the complex polysaccharides in the tomato, and like I said, it doesn't harm the color or taste. It's not fully approved yet, but definitely something to look forward to in the future. Next, we have a new antibiotic, which is right up my alley, considering next year I'm going to be going to pharmacy school. I love this. I was interested in reading this. This was awesome. This antibiotic is actually within our body, which is unusual and definitely, I've never really heard of that. Of course, this antibiotic was named Lugdunum, and like I said, it exists in our nostrils, and it can kill Staphylococcus aureus, which is present in our nasal passages. This would officially be the first antibiotic to come from bacterium that lives primarily in our body, which is pretty outstanding and extraordinary. I thought that was neat. Next, we have the Alzheimer structure. People have waited 110 years, according to the article, since Alzheimer's diagnosis first patient to understand the molecular and structural features of the disease itself. Complete amyloid fibrils have been characterized by studying this 42 amino acid peptide, thought to be the bad actor in this Alzheimer's disease. And even more studies are now providing an atomic level view of dimeric fibrils of this key Alzheimer's related peptide. This is actually the first elaborate breakthrough on a structural basis of the disease, which is definitely pretty cool. This next one, this world champ base, I thought it was cool because I'm currently in physical chemistry. It's actually, it was a very brief article, but it was talking about a molecule named ortho diethylbenzene dianion in this gas phase experiment. It's stronger than sodium hydroxide, and researchers think that it won't be taught for a very long time, which is cool. Super corrosive and very chemical, very, very strong base, which is cool. Next we have the hydrogel patch. This patch attacks tumors in multiple ways. Researchers developed this nanoparticle containing hydrogel patch that shows a promising efficacy against colorectal cancer. This was implanted in mice with tumors, and this patch delivers gel to the tumors over a different period of time, and it breaks down. It works by disabling the oncogene that makes cells cancerous, and the patch carries this antibody drug called Avastin, which blocks cancer cell growth. Which I thought that was pretty cool. I'm fascinated with cancer, so I thought this was cool. Future colonoscopy equipment will be used to deliver this therapeutic platform. Next we have Tesla and lithium chemicals. And this was a quick article. It was kind of shocking again, but by 2020, Tesla's lithium demand is expected to be around 14% from today, which it was around an estimated 3%, which is a huge increase in 4 years. Critics believe Tesla is trying to lock in a material supply for their gigafactory, as it is referred to. However, new mining operations must be taken into consideration because the lithium triangle of Argentina, Bolivia, and Chile will not have enough lithium to provide this demand alone. So it's definitely going to be a challenge, and look forward to see how that plays out. This next one is an eye opener. It was just a stat that blew my mind. It was just hard to wrap around, but $61.6 billion was the total cost and cleanup and liabilities for BP in the Deepwater Horizon disaster in the Gulf of Mexico. That's just astounding. That's a huge amount of money, and this blows my mind. But on to the next thing. New York nail salons. They're actually requiring that a new ventilation system be placed in nail salons in New York by 2021 to protect workers. Researchers believe that common elements of nail polish removers like acetone and toluene, etc., are linked to health problems. Short-term health problems may be nausea, headaches, and even skin irritation, while long-term effects may be effects to the kidneys, the liver, and even the nervous system over an extended period of time. Next up, we have Brazil and their chemical regulation, which I did not know this, but the country regulates pesticides, cleaning and disinfectant products, food additives, drugs, and even cosmetics in the country now to a certain extent. But they're looking to monitor all of the aforementioned products being produced and imported into the country, and they want to know a reason behind the use of the chemical, and they want publicly made health hazards or things that people might want to look out for, which is very neat to me because I didn't know that countries were that strict on that type of stuff, especially food additives and all of that. For our last two articles here, over the main articles within the journal here and or magazine, and the first one deals with teeth, tooth materials, new tooth materials that we might see take over. It stated, quote unquote, that researchers believe that mercury and gold have given way to polymer composites, alternative cavity treatments, and new tooth replacement materials. They also believe that this silver diamine fluoride is the new cavity slayer and will stop all of this drilling into teeth, to fill cavities, which is rather astonishing. When I read further on, because it says it only takes less than a drop, and then just sort of spread over your teeth, and it fills the cavity, more than less. The silver in the silver diamine fluoride acts as an antimicrobial agent. The fluoride promotes tooth remineralization, and the ammonia stabilizes the mixture in solution. Furthermore, also high cost of porcelain, gold crowns, and tendency to chip are likewise trying to be bypassed, like the aforementioned cavity replacement. The solution to the second thing seems to be this substance called lithium disilicate, or LDS. which is being used as an alternative. LDS makes this glass ceramic crown, is included in dentures and even bridges, which I thought was cool. Likewise, there's a substance called zirconium oxide, which is researchers believe that it's even stronger than LDS. So we'll see what comes of this in the future, what this holds for the future. However, it says that this is becoming more and more popular, not only because they look more like real teeth, but because they can be milled into patient-customized dental structures on computerized equipment. So they can basically draw out how their teeth are going to look, which is I think is pretty impressive. Lastly, the main article and what the front cover is about, what's in the pool, what lies beneath the pool. As we all know, untreated water can accumulate E. coli, salmonella, or even protozoans. Those are all types of bacteria. Disinfection chemicals are necessary for killing pathogens. However, they must be added to the water by us, people like me and you. They're not just going to accumulate in the water by themselves. Many of the disinfection chemicals react with organic materials already present in the water, mostly from people like sweat, urine, dirt, etc., to form disinfection byproducts known as DBPs. These disinfection byproducts can be toxic in certain extents if you're extended to them over a period of time. Dirt, which is one of the organic materials in the water, comes off people's bodies as they enter the pool. Sweat may already be on somebody, or they could sweat while swimming, and that gets in the pool. And of course, urine. People urinating in the pool, which shouldn't be, surprising to us by any means. Actually, in the article, Michael Phelps quotes that, going through extended practices and long periods of time, even he and all his Olympian partners actually pee in the pool or urinate in the pool on a regular basis, which was kind of surprising, but not at the same time. So anybody who goes into pools will be exposed to these DBPs, either in the water or in the air around it. They don't have to be in the water only. They can actually float around the pool as well. These chemicals, like I said, can be toxic at certain levels and can cause health effects. People who work in and around pools are more susceptible, as you would normally probably think. They're being more prone to being around them and around them for extended periods of time. However, researchers first believed by combining an appropriate amount of chlorine and UV radiation that they could solve this problem and take care of these microbial pathogens. However, they soon learned that UV radiation actually breaks through nitrogen chlorine bonds in some DBPs and produce radicals that can form even more nastier products like cyanogen chloride, which is a toxic agent that can cause disease in your respiratory organs, which is a big deal. And people have actually died from that disease, or from that cyanogen chloride being in their lungs. With pools, recirculating the water, these DBPs may stay in the water for months at a time, and nobody even know. Our researchers believe a method called membrane induction mass spectrometry is a solution to measuring volatile DBPs from the surrounding air and pool water. In this process, compounds undergo a process called pervaporation that allows them to diffuse through the membrane and be swept straight into the mass spec. Only time will tell if this is a reasonable solution to solving the DBP issue lying beneath our pool water, because it seems, even at the end, they don't really have a full-on solution, because this is a tough problem. This can't be fixed overnight. This is tough to get rid of these DBPs. Like I said, researchers conclude the article by stating that no one should give up on swimming because it's an exercise that you can do from the time you're really young to even when you're really old. Also, it's good cardiovascular work. Just a good overall, exercise that you can get enjoyment out of no matter what age you are. And they didn't write this article in order to shy people away from swimming, which I thought was cool, considering the entire time they talked about all these DBPs. they're there for your support, and they let you know that they're still working on the current road going problem. So that was pretty interesting. I like this article a lot. Well, this concludes my summary of Chemical and Engineering News, August 1st, 2016 edition. What's in the pool. Hope you enjoyed the video, and thank you for watching.